Hey everybody, what's up? Kevin here once again from the My Song of the Day Rock 2000 to Today YouTube channel. And today we're going to be reviewing Volbeat's latest album, Rewind, Replay, Rebound. So for those of you who do not know how these album reviews work, let me give you the quick rundown. First, I'm going to go through the album songs 1 through 14 in order, giving you my full take on them, not holding anything back, talking about the instrumentation, the construction, the meaning behind the song, and how I like it and how it fits into the album. At the end, I'll be giving the album a rating on the scale of 0 to 10. Of course, 0 being like Superman 64, you know, the video game, and 10 being Super Mario 64, you know, the video game. And don't worry, I'll tell you why I think that, why I like the album, why I dislike the album, so you're going to get the whole shebang. Enough of that, let's go! So a quick little preview before we jump in. This is Volbeat's first album since 2016, and as they come out with this album, they are currently on the Knotfest Roadshow with Slipknot and Gojira, so not really sure what that means in terms of the album, if it really connects with it, on how hard the album's gonna be, or what the album sounds like, but we'll see. Let's get on into it. So the first song on the album is the third single, which is Last Day Under the Sun. Taking a listen to the song and how it's constructed, the beginning reminded me a lot of Rock and Roll Train, the song by AC/DC, especially the intro. But then as it went in more of a mid-90s kind of rock vibe. It's kind of a jab song. So when I'm saying jab song, it kind of just sets you up. It's kind of, you know, setting you up for something. It's not going to hit you in the gut. Take a look at the message of the song. It does kind of relate to it, but I'm not necessarily sure what it does. It's a good place for number one if it's going to be a jab song, though. Take a look at the meaning of the song. It's all about, you know, the second chance in life and not messing those up and really taking them to the full advantage. The reason behind this track was because Michael Paulson, the lead singer of Volbeat, was reading Johnny Cash's biography and was inspired by the second chance that Johnny Cash got in life, and this song is all about that. Coming at number 2 is the 5th single off of Rewind, Replay, Rebound, and that is Pelvic On Fire. Take a look at the song's constructed. It takes that Volbeat sound and mixes it with that swing rockabilly sound that one of their major influences and major fandoms of Elvis really comes in. Now, taking a look at the mixture of that, I respect the mixture. I respect them trying, but it is a mixture that should not be done. It just does not really sound good here. In my opinion, it misses the mark completely. Take a look at the meaning and the message behind the song. They really go deep dive into what Elvis really brought forward in the 1950s, talking about sexuality and provocativity. I do like the purpose of the song, and I respect where they came from it. I do really respect the experimentation, but it falls so flat. It really does. Coming at number 3 is Rewind the Exit, and I really like this song based on the experimentation it took, going with more of an 80s rock vibe, but the band it really focusing on that 80s rock vibe is Van Halen, but with Van Halen and Sammy Hagar, not the David Lee Roth Van Halen. The vocal pattern from Michael, it starts out kind of lower and slower pace in the verse, but a little bit higher pace, a little bit more rapid as the song progresses. And I love the experimentation here. Don't get me wrong, it really works well here, mixing Volbeat sound with the Van Halen Hagar sound. It really works here. The song talks all about love and yearning for a connection with others, which is something that I'm glad they really went into on this one. Overall, this is a good song. The experimentation on this one is fantastic. They did a good job on Rewind the Exit. Coming at number 4, we have Die to Live featuring, what's his name? Neil Fallon. Taking a look at how this song is constructed, it takes Volbeat sound and mixes it with that 1950s rock and roll sound, which is very interesting when I'm saying 1950s rock and roll. Think Jerry Lee Lewis. That's where I'm going to really go with this. The vocals on this one, they're harsh and they're grittier and scruffier. Kind of the mixture of all that stuff. Honestly, it really works here. But the biggest thing that works here is when you're hearing the instrumentation, when they mix the guitars and that Jerry Lee Lewis style piano riff. Ooh! Man, is that good. Taking a look at the meaning of the song, they really deep dive into the 1950s and the cultural revolution that began with rock and roll and all the themes around it. I like the experimentation. I like the style on this one. I like the sound. Again, Volbeat, you're doing fine right now. You're doing fine right now. Coming at number 5, we have When We Were Kids. Taking a listen to the song, it does bring a lot of that softer style mid-90s rock vibes to it. And I wasn't necessarily sure that mixing up the Volbeat sound was the best on this one. The guitar work and the vocal pattern really sound like something that, you know, Hootie and the Blowfish would have done, which really threw me off. But Okay, you know what? Not the biggest fan of it, not really caring about it, but again, on this one, I do respect the experimentation, trying something new, especially with a song that's all about holding on to youth and looking back, at the 90s with that kind of style, with that kind of sound. It makes sense for the band. It's just one that I think they really missed the mark on when it came to mixing that sound. At number 6, we have Sorry Sack of Bones. This song, it felt like it really belonged in a Tony Hawk's Pro Skater soundtrack from the first time I heard it. The mixture of it was really wacky. Listening to the guitar work, it had this Dick Dale surf guitar kind of sound and influence, which I thought, okay, but then how the song drove in the drum beat, it sounded like it was influenced by Paranoid by Black Sabbath, which really threw me off. I do totally respect this song. I respect what they try to do here. I think it's awesome. But it doesn't work because it is so odd. It just does not mix well at all. Now look at the meaning of the song. It talks all about feeling helplessness and useless, which at times, we all feel like that, like a sorry sack of bones, but we shouldn't, because we are all individuals and, well, just be yourself. Be happy with being yourself. Coming at number 7, we have the song Cloud 9. And this song really sounds like a Bryan Adams influence. Think Summer of '69 influence with a Volbeat sound that sounds like I should be listening to this with my dad, because it sounds like something I would listen to him in the car when I was young, when he'd put on the radio or put on his cassettes. Yes, I said cassettes. Yes, I did. Now, it also has this 80s rock vibe I was talking about with Bryan Adams, but it sounds like it could easily fit in a John Hughes movie. So I was a little thrown off by it. I don't really care for it as much as I care about the songs that drive harder, such as Rewind the Exit and Last Day Under the Sun up to this point. But taking a look at the meaning of the song, it's all about, overcoming what's keeping you down and lifting you up. Do you like the meaning of it? I like the experimentation of it, but at times it does seem like it does get dry. Coming at number 8, we have the 4th single off the album, which is Cheapside Sloggers. For the life of me, I have no clue what this song is supposed to be about. Maybe it's supposed to be about not fearing death and living life to the fullest, but I'll digress. Taking a look at the core construction of the song, it is just classic Volbeat. It drives. It just is nice melodic the way they do it. It's a great song to drink to. The best part about this song, though, is the feature from Gary Holt giving you that Slayer guitar riff at the end. Ooh! Or in the middle, too. Ooh! Just well done. Really liking this song, like the construction of it, like the feature. This is the best song on Rewind, Replay, Rebound. Coming at number 9, we have the song Maybe I Believe. It is another song that takes a lot of influence from that late 80s, early 90s rock scene, and again, I do like how the chorus provides us. It provides us with a nice driving and harder riff style, but overall this song just seemed really lazy to me because they're really going with a lot of that 80s rock vibe and a lot of that 80s rock influence in their song so far, and at this point it's starting to get really more John Hughesy and just focusing in on that kind of a soundtrack style, and I'm not really a big fan of it. It's just not going over well at this point. The song's all about the trials and tribulations of life and getting past them and becoming a better person in the end. But the sound of it, it's just starting to kind of run together at this point. So we're kind of on the downside here. Let's see if we can pick it back up. At number 10, we have the lead single from the album, which is Parasite, and it's only 38 seconds long, which really throws you off, and it has this pop-punk style to it, punk rock, pop-punk style to it, that brings you in to try and show off the band's range within a 38-second song, and it is something that could easily be used in like a commercial. It sounds that, honestly, it sounds like it could definitely be a part of that. It actually worked very well as the lead single because it gained a lot of interest, potentially showing up the band could go in many different directions. In the 38 seconds, you're gonna see it. You're gonna gain interest in it. And quickly, as the song is, it talks all about, recognizing the parasites in your life, like people that are leeching off of you, and just get rid of them. So coming in at number 11, we have the second single, which is Leviathan. The song overall has this rockabilly influence to it with a more hard rock sound in the guitar solo that really does work well here. This is the construction of a classic Volbeat song, and they succeeded at that with Michael Paulson actually talking about the song, saying they wanted to create a classic Volbeat song for all the Volbeat listeners, all the fans, and this is where they came up with it, and they hit the nail on the head with Leviathan. Coming number 12, we have The Awakening of Bonnie Parker. And this one does, again, bring in that classic 80s rock influence, which honestly, at this point, I'm getting really tiresome on because it does, again, go with that John Hughes style. It just focuses in on an influence that could be seen from Manic Monday by the Bangles, which I really was not a big fan of. Musically, it just sounds like it's getting, again, lazy at this point with all that music that could be seen in a John Hughes movie or heard in a John Hughes movie at that point. The song does talk about a couple that's ready to take on the world, much like, Bonnie and Clyde were, but, not in that style. I do like the direction that they went with the message, though, because they really kind of made it creative and how it was going to sound, and I like how it was all the lyrics with a letter from Bonnie, letter from Clyde, just kind of going back and forth. I like that, but the sound of the song, little cringy. Alright, at number 13 we have The Everlasting. The song is more simplistic and more driving to that classic Volbeat style, which I do like. It's a great break from that consistent 1980s John Hughes movie soundtrack influence that is just killing me right now. I do like how it breaks the mold on this one in order, but when I listen to this one as a standalone song with The Everlasting, it just does not hit very well. So it doesn't really have the power, it doesn't have the staying power as something like Leviathan has, or that Cheapside Sloggers has, but it's a nice break when you're listening throughout the whole entire album. The message behind it is death and the legacy that you leave behind once you are gone, which of course is a great theme to really go off into. But the thing that kills about the song is it does break up that 80s rock string of influence, but it just can't stand alone by itself. The last song in the album is 724, and I'm going to jump to the meaning of the song first because it all talks about birth and new life, which at the end of the album, you're coming out of it with a much better feel with the message, and I do respect that. It does have a much softer and acoustic guitar sound, which is kind of cool. But they go back to that John Hughes movie soundtrack. This song sounds like it should be at the end of a John Hughes movie, and I just can't stand it anymore. It is getting so tiresome. I'm getting just angry at it at this point. I can't stand it. I like the experimentation with the acoustic guitars, might I add, but just the 80s rock influence, that soft 80s rock, the John Hughes movie soundtrack influence, it's just, oh man, guys. Too much of it. Way too much. Okie dokie, now time for my overall rating on Rewind, Replay, Rebound by Volbeat. And I'm going to give Rewind, Replay, Rebound a 5 out of 10. So 5 out of 10 for Rewind, Replay, Rebound. So why am I giving it that low of a rating in comparison to some of the other ones we have? Well, let's take a look at actually what I liked about the album. I really liked the experimentation that they did in the first part of the album and in the singles, where they went with more of a punk sound with Parasite. They went with that 90s rock sound with Last Day Under the Sun. They went more with that Slayer riff influence from Gary Holt himself with Cheapside Sloggers and that classic sound that they have. They went again with that signature sound in Leviathan and that Van Halen influence with Rewind the Exit. It really worked well here, and I like the influences that they went off of within the first half and the singles. Now, the biggest thing I like about this album is Michael Poulsen's voice. He did not waver. He hit every single note perfectly on the album. He is the silver lining of this album. His vocals are always spot on. So why is it low, and why do I keep it at a 5 out of 10? Well, what do I dislike about it? I've been complaining about it already through this album. It was that they went so heavily on 1980s soft rock influences that it sounds like it should be a John Hughes soundtrack, especially almost the entire second half of the album, on songs like 724, The Awakening of Bonnie Parker, Maybe I Believe in Cloud9. It just is killer. It got me so far out of the album. None of those songs drove at all. A lot of these songs lack the drive, and it just did not make me it just made me not really want to listen to it many times and really revisit it. Also, this album is 14 songs long and it's 57 minutes long. It just kind of slogs on, especially after you get past Leviathan. It gets really tough to listen to after that, and I think they could easily cut those 3 songs after Leviathan off the record, but then again, that's a choice from the band. Now, it also just does not have that drive that a lot of those previous Volbeat albums have had, so I'm not the biggest fan of it. Now, I again, understand that the band wanted to experiment and go a lot of different ways, and I think they did it well in some points, but there's a lot of points where I think they missed the mark, and it just did not necessarily hit as well as many of the other albums that they've came out with previously have. Alright, that's it for me. Thank you for watching the My Song Today Rock 2000 Today album review on Rewind, Replay, Rebound by Volbeat. If you like this review, hey, give me that like. If you dislike it, give me that dislike. But if you're going to give me that dislike, put in the comments why you dislike it and put your review in there as well. I want to see them, I want to read them, I want to respond to them. Also, if you're not subscribed to this YouTube channel, you want to hit that subscribe button. Not the big one. Hit the one in the corner because that one's actually going to subscribe to the channel, and then hit the bell icon too because then you'll be notified when we release videos every single Wednesday and some special Monday ones when we have multiple album reviews to do, like when we did this one on the same day as the Skillet album review. So, woohoo! Multiple reviews in a day. You can, or week I should say, you can get them. Also, follow us on social media. All the links are in the description below. So follow us on Facebook. When it comes to Facebook, what are we going to do there? Well, of course, we're going to let you know about everything that's going on, from the Song of the Day selection to when podcasts come out, YouTube videos come out, anything that comes out there, boom, you're going to want to go there. Also, follow us on Twitter, because on Twitter, what do we do on Twitter? We connect with you guys on music. We talk to you. We find out your thoughts, your feelings, all that kind of good stuff. Also follow us on Instagram because we will connect with you on there, find out your thoughts and feelings on music, talk to you about that stuff there, and also do other things as well, such as our IGTV channel, Tuesday release videos, where we basically do a behind-the-scenes video vlog of what we're going to be planning on doing coming up, what projects we're talking about or thinking about. Well, I'm talking about and thinking about, kind of getting in my own head and seeing what's going on with my song of the day. Also, on Instagram, we do our live streams every Wednesday night at 9 p.m. Central, sometimes some Tuesday ones, but we will let you know when that happens. It's a chance for you to come and talk to us for an hour and get, a one-on-one conversation with us. So now let's get all those out of here and talk about the Chord Progression Podcast. So that is our very own podcast in which we go deep dive into music. So I'm talking about, we go deep dive into album reviews, deep dive into, just talking about what's going on in music in the news. We also talk to you guys as the fans. We'll bring you on and have conversations with you for an hour, hour and a half, 2 hours. We also talk with smaller bands as well that we feature on Small Band Saturdays. I've talked to bands like Ascending from Ashes, Kingdom Collapse, Go Frankentism, or the GFM, as also they like to be called. And you get to find out about some of these bands as well and get to hear them. You get to really get a deep dive look into them and get on the ground floor before they pop. So follow us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Play, or if you want to watch here on YouTube, you can. Always, every single Tuesday. And last but most importantly, if you are not subscribed to our Amazon Alexa skill, what are you doing? That's where you can listen to this every single song a day. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to click on the link in the description below and then hit enable on your smartphone device. And then you can say, hey Alexa, play my song of the day. Alexa will then play playing your song of the day. And you will get a 5-second intro from me, and then the song of the day will play in its entirety. Once it's over, it's over. You can say, hey Alexa, play my song of the day, and she'll play it again. The song stays for 24 hours, and then after the 24 hours is up, boom, a brand new song appears. You can always see what song it is on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook, but you get to hear it on that platform. And with Small Band Saturday, you get to hear a quick clip of the band, the small band, trying to get big, so you get to know them as well. It's a great way to, discover old bands that you forgot about, discover new bands, find out about songs that you like, and just start out your day great, get to the middle of the day, end of the day, whatever it is. And again, listen as many times as you want. I want to end this by saying thank you very much for watching. It means a lot to me that you're supporting this project, the My Song Today Rock 2008, the best rock community on the internet. I appreciate it immensely. I want to give you another big thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I love you guys. And this is Kevin from the My Song Today Rock 2008 YouTube channel. You guys know how I end all these videos. So, hat flip. I missed it. See ya!